We march as one, our ships deployed, forged in fire, trained to kill, warriors of the Emperor's will. For the Imperium we stand tall, no fear, no doubt, we answer the call. We are the Space Marines, forged in war, with chainsaws swinging, we settle the score. No mercy given, armored killing machines. It's why you don't mess with the Space Marines.
Evening's Freedoms, Automaton Annihilators. That was We Are the Space Marines by Nerd Burglar's Music, another song in tribute to our brothers from another emperor, the Adeptus Astartes, who I personally think would get along with us, and tonight I will go into further detail as to why. But first, let's cover the situation within the Talus sector. Please forgive the noise. We're kind of in the middle of a pitched battle with an Automaton cruiser that got too nosy and needs that nose broken. Yeah, in fact, let me just do a quick thing here. There we go. That's better. Despite leveraging the full might of the Super Earth Armed Forces, we were unable to secure Gaellivare today, and the next wave of reinforcements from the Valvas sector is due to arrive in 17 hours. We've been keeping track of the fleet, and it's moving past Choohe as we speak, so we're gonna need to resort to Plan B right quickish. Plan B is to dig in our heels at Imber and not yield a single step to the robotic menace. There's literally nowhere else to fall back to. If we lose our orbital forward operations post, we won't be able to coordinate an effective resistance within the region. The Automatons will claim the high-grade titanium alloy and use it to build even stronger nightmares. On the plus side, there is no movement to speak of within the TQZ, and the gloom is not expanded further, so we have, at the moment, the luxury of dealing with one crisis at a time. Now let's get into our Imperial brothers, the Space Marines, just to compare and contrast combat doctrine and warfare styles. Also called the Adeptus Astartes, or Master of the Stars, they fight against all manner of horrible beasties and aliens, same as HellDivers do, but the comparison starkly ends there. Space Marine recruits are generally taken very young, around the ages between 8 to 10, because a lot of the biological implants that are jammed into them do not respond favorably if the recipient is of a certain level of maturity. Similarly, the recruits for Space Marines are universally male, as a lot of the implants, specifically the gene seed zygotes, are keyed to male hormones and genetic structure. And let me tell you, some of this stuff is really something. They have, like, multiple hearts, improved platelets, enhanced bone structure. There's even a gland that allows a Marine to learn by eating, where it will transmit the genetic information right by the tongue to the brain to be interpreted as memories. I mean, wow, sweet liberty, these guys are biologically over-engineered out the wazoo. And that's just scratching the surface. There's definitely more, so I'll leave a link in the description below for your reading pleasure. I just really want to keep the ball rolling on this. Now, HellDivers do have a certain degree of powered armor with a load-bearing endoskeletal frame. It's how we're able to carry around nearly 115 kilograms of gear without my spine snapping like a Twix bar. But Space Marine power armor makes ours look like tanker toys. Obviously, it offers full life support, but it also features an onboard medical computer that autonomously introduces pen suppressors, combat stimulants, and antivenoms. How would you like it if the next time you got French kissed by a stalker, your armor automatically injected you with a stim to keep you going? The exterior plating is made of a composite of shaped adamantium and plasteel plating with a layer of ceramite that acts as an ablative. This means that it tends to break off when impacted, redirecting the kinetic energy or explosive power of the munitions outward instead of into the armor, where it would take the brunt of the impact. The armor and the implants work together to grant a Space Marine an utterly ridiculous ability to take and tank damage. In fact, there's an awful lot of them that just prefer to wade into the fray with melee weapons, such as the amusingly ridiculous Thunder Hammer, and just smash whatever is in their way. They routinely take levels of punishment on a day-to-day basis that would reduce a HellDiver to an insurance claim and a letter of condolence for the next of kin. Space Marines are meant to bash into the main ranks of the enemy, striking them down at the height of their strength and reduce them to nothing more than craters full of blood. Whereas HellDivers attack the enemy where the enemy is not. I know at first glance it sounds like that makes no sense, but let me explain. Our style of orbital insertion allows us to show up where the enemy really truly does not expect us to be, does not have the means to deal with us, and allows us a window to do property damage, and then extract before the main army can respond. The classic metaphor of hammer versus scalpel applies here, with HellDivers cutting the adversary apart, bit by bit, until they just collapse. If these two organizations ever had the chance to work together, I am absolutely certain that there was no foe in this or any other galaxy that would stand a chance against our combined might. However, I don't think all of them would be totally okay with the working environment. Space Marines are organized into chapters, much like the HellDivers are organized into entities like low-sodium divers or the Special Forces Demon Corps. Certain chapters, like the Ultramarines or the Salamanders, are truly great guys, and I have nothing but good things to say about them. Vulcan lives. Others, like the Black Templars, have a thing for hunting down mutants, deviants, and other genetic aberrations, like yours truly. Oh yes, I've seen those videos of what they like to do to faunus, and I have to call them out on something. You boys, and yes, I do mean boys, are engaging borderline civilians. They're completely unarmed. No wonder you're winning. And I can appreciate these silly videos from a certain parody point of view. However, if you ever try to attack one of our super destroyers like that, I can say with absolute certainty that not a single one of you will ever make it back to Terra to tell of what happened to you out here. That's been Liberty's Latest with me, ponderatheradioangel. I just went into the differences between overall combat doctrines and personal methods of protection tonight. Tomorrow I'll get into the differences between weaponry. It'll just be so fun. For liberty, for freedom, for what was that? Hold on. What the heck is... Oh, fluff. Security code red, and Automaton's breaching pod has burned through to the command deck.